What's up, everybody? This is Brody, Charlie, and Tudong Dylan from the Talk Punch YouTube channel and podcast, where we talk movies, do lists, rankings, and more, and you are about to listen to the Keeping Up with the Cardassians podcast. Enjoy!
Filling your ears, no latinum required. Keeping Up with the Cardassians. Always profit-free. Follow us on YouTube. Download at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is super weird because my thing came unplugged, so I don't know what's happening. There we go. Welcome to the Cardassians. This is Rob.
This is Joe.
This is Nick.
And you are at the greatest podcast to ever grace the airwaves.
That's ever hit your eardrums.
That's ever touched your earlobes.
Ooh. That's ever given you oomas.
Oomas, Ferengi style. This is Keeping Up with the Cardassians, your place for the best pop culture news, including movies, TV shows, video games, comics, and so much more.
Sure.
But today, well, not but today, because I mean, like, this happens every week. As you know, the first half of the episode, we spend our time talking about all that pop culture goodness because you need to hear it.
All that, giving you all that pop culture news.
Pop culture. Ooh, we should make a little bump that's like, pop culture. Like smooth jazz.
Sure, we could find it out there in the world.
No, we're not gonna find it. We're gonna make it.
No, there's nothing like us in the world.
That's
so
true.
We're gonna make it.
Anything that we do, we have to invent.
We do. We are literally inventing the wheel.
I think we are the answer to the age old question. Like they knew they could do it, but should they do it?
Yeah.
And we are the answer. It's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Anytime the answer is no,
we need
do it.
Dr. Ian Malcolm here with the chaos theory, and we can confirm the chaos theory because we
Yes.
are part of it. But anyways, the second half of the episode, we are reviewing Star Trek: The Next Generation. We are concluding season 1 of Next Generation.
Where's the applaud button?
With 2 episodes. We are concluding with. Oh wait, that's the wrong. But that works. You feel good about it, don't you?
Yeah.
You do.
I feel good that season 1's over.
Big fracking deal.
It is a big fracking deal.
Conspiracy and The Neutral Zone are the 2 we're going to review today.
Look at Nick got it.
Nice.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
easy. One was one word.
Yeah.
Hey, don't put that past me to screw that up, because I will.
The conspiracy.
The conspiracy. Ha ha ha. All right, I'm just going to say, like, I'm teasing a little bit. I really enjoyed the end to the season because I thought the episodes were good.
I would agree. It
Oh,
ended,
okay.
it ended on an upswing.
Yeah.
I thought that should have been reversed.
I would agree.
I thought conspiracy should have been the season finale.
But we'll get to... Well, I don't know, because they're introducing their new big bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like, the Ferengi suck as a bad guy, so we need to bring the Romulans back.
But is that who they introduced as the big bad, or the people who dug up the planets?
Which, is it who I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? I never connected that dot for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they wouldn't have dug up the planets and left.
When they introduced them later.
What section of the show is this? What are we doing?
All right,
Where are
We're
we?
trying to be coy for your sake.
This is a season 3, right?
Season 3, I think.
when
Well, I
they're
think they might
introduced?
come in next season.
Oh, a
Briefly.
Q episode.
Yeah.
A Q episode. Okay. Well, it introduces 2 new big bads then.
Well, it doesn't introduce the Romulans; it reintroduces them.
Do you guys remember the game Bobble?
Yeah.
Where you would push the thing and the dice would just pop up.
This is what it feels
This
like
is what
right
it
now?
feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like we're playing a game of Bobble.
We're actually speaking in code. We're playing Codemaster.
Codemaster. So anyways, welcome to us, the Cardassians. And if this is your first time listening, welcome. It's great to have you here. If this is your 160th episode, I'm so sorry you've stuck with us that long.
Actually, go back and watch or listen to the other 5 you missed.
Exactly.
Let me give you the number for the depression hotline, because clearly you have issues that you're still listening.
Yes, that number is 734-494-0980.
You could leave a text or a voicemail to that line.
Leave a voicemail. I really need help. And then we'll make sure to play it on next week.
Yes.
Oh,
everybody who
cry
listens will know that you need help.
Well, your cry for help will be heard.
Yeah.
Literally.
By 10 people.
By 12.
Okay, sorry.
12. That's what our bump
Dozens
says.
of listeners. We have dozens.
We have dozens of listeners. Yeah. Yeah. We should make a point, just for the record, of getting Ale back for like an episode every season.
I agree.
I really enjoyed Ale.
I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a whole other thing. Sorry. I was just thinking about the bumps that he made for us. You heard one of the bumps at the beginning of the episode.
Quality stuff.
But so you can call us at 734-494-0980. We'd love for you to do that.
Call, text.
Yeah.
Call, text, complain, praise.
You can ask random questions like we do have one here shortly.
And here's the thing. We don't answer that phone because it's a Google Voice number that goes like basically directly.
Or do we?
Or do we? Oh, yeah, yeah. It's like 1-800-CALL-TUR. You wouldn't know about that.
Yeah.
You gave up.
Yeah, thank God.
But in Scrubs, he had a phone number. Turk's phone number was literally 1-800-CALL-TUR. And you could really call that phone number. And then when they were filming the show, the cast would like answer it. So like you could be a fan. You could call and talk to the cast.
Sounds hilarious.
It was, Joe.
You
I'm laughing hysterically on the inside.
That's you.
You can also follow us on Instagram at keeping_up_Cardassians, X or Twitter if you're old school, at Cardassians Pod. There's been a resurgence in our Facebook group.
Yeah.
The other has because we're on the cruise now.
Yeah. So go to Facebook, facebook.com, Keeping Up with the Cardassians. You can find episodes, and some of the things we post have started to make their way back to Facebook.
Yep.
And Facebook cruise people, if you're listening right now, send us messages through there, and we will air that. We will talk about those. Maybe we should create a segment where we bring someone from who's going on the cruise on once in a while and just interview them about it and talk.
If you are here from the cruise and you are on any deck, but specifically deck 6, it's our deck 6 friends, lower decks. Leave us a message, call or text, or leave us a message on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you follow the show, and let us know. Let us know not where you're staying, but like
what room you're in, and
what room,
what's the code,
and when.
Dear diary.
No, just introduce yourself, say hi, and
put your whore gun out and get ready to get your whore on.
I'm bringing mine.
Wait, are you?
Yeah.
You should like put it on a necklace, like like Flavor Flav with the big giant clock. Just walk around with a whore gun.
Oh, I imagine you could probably order one.
Oh yeah,
and maybe it's something we need to add to our list.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
The chiropractor bill you're going to have after you get back for wearing that.
It's not going to be that big, man.
Keeping Up with the Cardassians branded whore guns.
Emphasize on the whore.
So anyways, yeah. So here's the thing about, I just want to quickly add about Twitter and X. All the Star Trek cast is abandoning Twitter and X.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's becoming barren. Yeah.
It's become so political. It's so funny. Like, the dude bought it because he's like, oh, it's too politicized and you're only hearing one side of the argument. And then he's literally done the exact same. He's just reversed it. So
the thing is, before Elon bought Twitter, it was like a cesspool. It was a cesspool of everybody.
Everybody could be part of the cesspool,
so
except for people who threaten violence against other people. They would get banned.
Right, that's fine.
A good thing.
That's fine.
Doesn't happen now.
And I think the big issue was, I think there were a couple things, was the hate speech and misinformation and violent threats and things like that. Yeah. But also like the bots and everything.
Yeah.
If they just cleaned those two things up and left everything else the same,
would have been fine. Couldn't do that.
Don't need to rebrand it. It can stay Twitter. It could.
Ego gets in the way.
Guys,
so bad.
Let's buy Twitter.
Yeah, I heard it's lost a lot of value, so it's probably only worth about $8 billion now. We could do it. Right?
Let's go thirds in.
Could you imagine buying something for $52 billion and within months of you buying it, it's worth like 10? Like, that would blow my mind.
Can you imagine buying something for $52 billion?
Could you imagine buying something for $52 at this point in your life? I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't.
I was at a comic book store yesterday, and I my tab in my head was up to $732, and I'm like, Jesus Christ!
I gotta go.
Did you go to the checkout in your head?
No, yeah, I did, and also got divorced in my head at that moment.
It was the greatest day of your life. Oh gosh,
Rob was just standing in the middle of the store with the biggest grin on his face.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Okay, so we touched on all the social media stuff. Right?
Except for YouTube and Patreon.
Yeah, YouTube, Keeping Up with the Cardassians, and patreon.com/keeping up
We
with the
released a
Cardassians.
really fun Patreon episode last week.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but right now, yes, that's true.
We did 2 in a row.
Ooh, that means we got. Oh, do we got to do one today? I don't know.
Sure.
Whatever.
Who
Show
cares?
meeting.
Sure.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right.
But you get a lot of fun, exclusive stuff. There's video content. There's audio content. There's pictures from some of our trips. There's all sorts of stuff that you will never get on this show. And
There's nudity. Just kidding. There's not.
There's partial nudity.
There's partial nudity.
Yeah, there is. There's
a
nipples.
few times.
There's nipples in there.
Yeah.
There's nipples.
But I mean, you're not going to get that on the regular show, and you're
Nor
probably
should
you're probably not going to get half of this stuff anywhere else on the internet, which is an amazing sentence in itself.
The things we've done in there have got to be unique. Either
Oh,
whether it be the videos or the subject matter. Most of the videos.
Yeah.
You're not getting that content anywhere else.
You're not.
Except for the dark web.
Yeah, it's true.
Which you're definitely getting it there.
There's just a pop-up when we post it. Did you mean to post this to the dark web?
Are you sure you want to put this on the normal web?
Mm-hmm.
This looks like ransomware.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if that stuff interests you, patreon.com, Keeping Up with the Cardassians.
We need your help with our cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do.
There's a $500 tier coming.
Mm-hmm.
You there, Nick?
I am. I heard you. I was.
He's gone in spirit.
Yeah.
I got another news story I want to share.
Oh, breaking news.
No, not box office news. Box office news. Oh, we do need that.
I'll just ad-lib it every week.
Okay, that'd be cool. Breaking
A
news.
different tone every week.
In a shocking surprise in the box office, Godzilla X Kong is opening to a massive $75 million opening.
No way.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, you are being
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
Okay.
I'm being sarcastic about being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. $75 million. Industry was predicting it wouldn't even make it to $50 million.
They're idiots.
The cinema score is tracking it at an A for the film, which is incredible. And it's doing really well. The last one, Godzilla versus Kong, only grossed around $100 million domestically.
Wow.
So this one's already at $75 million. Now, I say that because on the opposite side of that is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire has absolutely collapsed at the box office.
Really?
You know what this tells me? The general public would rather watch two dinosaurs fight than see anything that a human being is making currently.
No, I don't think it's that.
Madam Web, would that make $80,000?
But that's because it sucked.
Allegedly.
So, yeah, I haven't seen it. All right, so 68% drop for Frozen Empire from its opening weekend. So it'll only make about $14 million. In other words, it will struggle to reach $100 million domestically. That is bad.
Have we? Do we as a public, as a unit, do we need to recalibrate our expectations for box office now?
You might have to.
Yeah, after the era of like Marvel movies,
They're not
COVID.
making. No one's making $200 million in a weekend. Or
I think that's still possible. I think it just has to be a good movie.
what on the horizon do you think has the within the next year or two?
Let me hold on. I feel
Because
like
Keeping Up with the Cardassians,
all right,
the
'cause
movie.
The last thing I could think of that was close to a $200 million. I thought Avatar 2 made $200 million. It didn't. It was 134.
Okay, and that was supposed to be gangbusters.
But it did end up making a ton of money at the box. It had staying power. Avatar 2 did. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is only at $74 million now. So it's...
But what was the budget for Avatar 2?
A lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Maybe some of the DC stuff when it starts hitting the theaters, but
I don't think so.
Superman, is it Superman Legacy? Is that it?
It's just Superman now.
It's just Superman.
They dropped the Legacy.
I don't see Superman being a $200 million film. I could
No?
see it being a $100 million opening weekend.
Oh, I would bet.
Well,
I would bet money it makes $100 million in the opening
James
weekend.
Gunn, yeah, right. So like that's the thing. He has
$73 million opening weekend.
Okay, write this down. Superman. No, write it on our this because you're gonna keep that. Okay. Let's predict.
I want to see
Superman.
Okay.
James Gunn Superman opening weekend numbers, box office numbers. I want 115 million.
97 million.
Just Rob said 73.
Just to put this in perspective, James Gunn's last movie he released in the box office, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, was 118 million opening weekend.
Oh, look at that. I am good.
But he had goodwill built up from the first two, even though the second one was...
The second one wasn't that great.
Third one
Superman? Superman hasn't had a movie since... a standalone movie since Man of Steel.
Henry Cavill?
Man of Steel opening box office. Give me a second.
Hold on. Let me predict.
111.
186.
111.
Million?
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this was released in 2013.
Okay. 218 million. 225.
225?
225
What did
final
you say,
answer.
Rob?
What is this opening weekend or
Opening weekend.
113?
116 million.
Oh, dang!
Hey, I was pretty
You were 100 million off.
No, my prediction for the next Superman is 115.
I don't anticipate that happening.
Oh, I do.
Batman versus Superman box office.
That was huge the first weekend, then nothing.
733,000.
93 million.
166 million.
God.
It was huge its first weekend, and then it just disappeared.
Because word of
people
mouth
saw it and they're like, nah,
word
I'm
of
good.
mouth was
Never mind.
bad on
the,
that.
it was
the word of mouth was, that movie's bad, but that warehouse scene, bro.
That was Rob's word of mouth.
And even the fight between Batman and Superman was good, minus the whole Martha thing.
Martha.
Their fight was pretty good. It should have gone on longer, I think.
I gotta watch that again.
I do like the moment when Bruce is like, "Oh shit!" when he realizes the kryptonite wore off, and the panic in his face.
I pooed.
Here's the thing, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Once that wears off, that kryptonite wears off, and Superman punches you, and he doesn't kill you, that should already tell you he's not a murderer, because he could have killed you with one punch, and he didn't. The man shows massive restraint, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Get over yourself.
And if he goes crazy, will you still call him Superman?
If I'm alive and well,
will you be there holding his hand?
I'll be holding your hand. I'm going to keep you by my side.
We had to walk Rob there. It's fine.
Yeah, I had to get there. I'm like, what?
We told the story through song. All right. Other news in the world, not of box office news. Star Trek 4 lands a new writer.
Again.
Yeah, it's HBO's The Flight Attendant creator.
Great.
Did you ever watch The Flight Attendant?
No.
It was all right.
Great.
I know.
And then there's talk they're doing another prequel about
great
starting of the Prime universe.
Yeah, great.
I know.
I hear the word prequel and I immediately get an erection.
Can we just...
Direction?
Direction, yeah.
I was going to say.
Can we just focus on getting good people to work on one film, please?
Yeah, let's get one out, right? Let's stop.
This one's got another writing team.
To be fair, right now, okay, I do have a little bit of excitement about Star Trek because it's rumored that Section 31 is going to take place during the Lost era of Star Trek, which is the Maroon eras, the Enterprise B era, like right before Enterprise
So,
B.
Joe, you don't know who this character is.
Explain that in idiot's terms.
Rachel Garrett is
between which shows?
Between the Next Generation and the last The last Star Trek movie.
Between the Undiscovered Country and the Next Generation.
So 100 years, give or take.
Okay. So pre-Next Gen?
Yep.
And one of the characters that's going to be in it is Rachel Garrett. Rachel Garrett is known by Next Generation people because she was the captain of the Enterprise B, and that'll come into play at some point.
Spoiler.
They're going to dirty her up, aren't they?
Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But I heard it's a younger Rachel Garrett, so she's not the captain yet.
I know, but they're still going to be lazy and dirty her up.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
hey, that sounds like a movie too that I've probably seen.
I know.
Yeah, who was it? I'm trying to think of the name of the actress who was cast. Give me a second and I'll find it out. So continue talking, Rob. Fill us in.
So she was the captain of the Enterprise C, which
C.
B was that John Harrison guy.
Yeah, and he was a terrible captain.
Well, it was just he did things arrive on Tuesday. What can you do?
Yeah,
but all things point to she's a good captain, and it just seems like these writers, other than Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks, I guess, like to make it a little more taboo than Star Trek is actually meant to be. They don't appreciate their source material, and in that era, yeah, it's a darker era, but it's not like TOS. It's right before the Next Generation, so it's right before they got this heightened sense of humanity.
Right.
And I just fear, even though Strange New Worlds has been as good as it is, I just fear what they're going to do with this still, especially because it's Section 31, and they can be.
But do you think the fact that it's Section 31 gives them a little, and it's not
leeway to be darker?
Yeah.
But then you bring a character like Rachel Garrett.
You can make Section 31 dark. Everyone else can be light around Section 31.
Oh, I would agree with that, but do you think they're that skilled to do that based on what you've seen?
For Strange New Worlds, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Strange New Worlds has good karma going for it. Has built up a good rapport with the fans.
By the way, the actress for Rachel Garrett is Casey Roll.
That's it.
It was right on the top of Joe's head.
Yep.
Right on the top of his tongue, right? So
I wish I was on the top of his tongue.
So Star Trek 4, Section 31. What else? Oh, the Starfleet Academy.
Starfleet Academy. I like Tawny Newson, so I'm curious. I don't like that it takes place in the future, but that's okay. I can get over that if I'm wrong.
But here's my question. Where do you want it to take place?
I don't know. I miss the Next Generation century.
So 24th, 25th century, maybe?
Yeah. I miss it.
It would be kind of cool to do a Starfleet Academy with Picard as like an admiral who drops in and out kind of a thing.
Yeah, like, but imagine just it's like with Legacy. If you did an academy in that current era,
you could bring in.
Easy would it be just to have guest stars from this whole thing?
Oh, super
Trek
easy.
Fans would just eat it up, and you can make it newer and or not edgier, but you can make it more modern where it can appease new fans. But you can throw in an O'Brien here and there when Cole Meany's looking for a check.
Pump the brakes. I would need O'Brien in Next Generation first.
You could have Garrick.
He's missing in action. I haven't seen him in 23 episodes.
Yeah, you could have Garrick, who introduces our show every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true. He did. How cool is that?
So moving forward, we're gonna have, because Discovery's ending.
Yeah.
We'll have Strange New Worlds as the only live action Star Trek piece of material out there for a while.
Yep.
For a minute. Yep.
Do you think that'll be okay? I think that'll be okay. I think
it's okay.
I think it'll be good.
I think
it'll be good for Star Trek.
Exactly. Don't
franchise.
overexpose it. Yeah.
I did like when there was one right after the other though. Like when you went from Strange New Worlds to Picard, it was like, oh no, this is cool.
Yeah, and they divided it up, so you had Star Trek throughout the whole year, but it was never overlapping, which was great.
Yeah, and then Discovery does start this week for people who are interested.
I mean, I'll still watch it.
Don't scoff. You guys will watch.
No, he doesn't watch it.
I don't watch it.
I have
at
watched,
all. It's Star Trek.
I retreated.
I've watched.
You'll go back and watch.
I'll probably watch the first episode to kind of get a feel for it,
and you'll get hooked in.
I didn't finish the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, he tried the last couple seasons. It did not work.
Joe, have you been on the show for darn near 3 years?
Have you heard
where am I? What's happening?
The drugs are wearing off.
Final thing I have to add.
Wait, my eyes.
Final pop culture news. Of all the things that people don't want, I think the thing that people don't want the most, and by people I mean me, is a Home Improvement.
I'm sorry, what?
Reboot.
What? What do you mean?
Gosh, I knew you'd do this. So
what do you mean?
It's not the good news you think it is.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Patricia
thinking it's
Richardson was interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Allen has been lying to people about a Home Improvement revival, because Tim Allen has been telling people that they are working on a revival with all of the original cast minus Zachary, whatever his name is, because he's a felon now. He just got arrested for beating up on a girlfriend or a wife.
Is it Zachary Bryan?
Ty Bryan?
Zachary Ty Bryan?
The oldest brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recast. It's
Brad.
fine.
He's in jail. So she's like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Typical
We're not
Brad.
making a movie because
That's such a Brad move.
his Home Improvement idea was that like it would follow one of the kids in their house and he's the grandfather, and it would be like Home Re-Improvement or something like that. And I think that's really dumb. But the problem is you're not going to get. So you got the one son, the middle one, the Jonathan Taylor Thomas is like a director now. He doesn't act anymore. The younger kid stopped acting after that. He was completely done. Mm-hmm. Patricia Richardson does not have a good working relationship with Tim Allen because Tim Allen is a prick to work with, from what everyone says. Wilson's dead, so that basically leaves you Tim. Would they do a whole Tim and Al? Would they do a whole reboot around Tim and Al and then recast the children like as grown-ups?
Is this just Patricia Richardson talking about it, or is there?
There was a rumor a while ago that he was interested in doing a home.
Interest doesn't interest me. Mm-hmm. There's nothing concrete?
Correct.
Okay, then I hope this never happens.
Yeah.
Because there already was a soft reboot of Home Improvement, and that was Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Which was a fine show.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, I thought it was fine. No. If you were a fan of Home Improvement,
you would have liked it.
You would have liked it.
Yeah, it is he plays the exact same character.
It's a laugh track sitcom with Tim, except he's got 3 daughters instead of 3 sons.
What a twist!
And it's funny because it's based in Colorado, which is where he's from. He moved here to Detroit, where Home Improvement is. So it's got all of the markings of a soft Home Improvement reboot. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that I think turned people off was this was in the more modern era of everybody knowing everybody's politics and it being forced into the show. Now, early in the show's history, the politics were way more forced. The jokes were way more in your face.
Yeah,
in your face.
And I don't know. It could rub some people the wrong way. But if you can get past that, it's a soft Home Improvement reboot. I don't need more Home Improvement.
See, I think what's going on here is Tim Allen actually has some foresight. He's got a vision, and is speaking to the studio executives. He wants to create the 90s legacy, and that what I mean there is a shared universe where all the 90s shows unite into one season of television.
Yeah.
So it'd be Home Improvement. Not his family, though. He's going to bump into Steve Urkel. And just crazy things happen. And then they're going to bring that 80s legacy where Cheers is there and all of a sudden
he goes to the
designing
bar.
women show up.
But it's funny because they had that. They had shared universes in the 90s.
Well, I know, but no, I wanted all one show.
So Family Matters and
Perfect Strangers
and Step by Step and Perfect Strangers all existed in the same universe.
Bring them back.
Also, King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond existed in the same universe.
But how often do they interact? I'm talking every single week.
Oh, not every single week, but in the early seasons of both of those shows, fairly often.
They all have to unite to take down some force that's trying to take over the world.
AI.
And
which is
better?
ironic because the whole
Alan
script
Iverson.
is designed by AI.
And then you go to that last episode, which is called, Infinity Wars. And the 80s and 90s legacy teams have to unite to fight crappy 2000s AI.
I think Rob's on drugs.
Join me here. As the Cheers cast in their bar meets the How I Met Your Mother cast in their bar and form a supergroup. Meanwhile, you got ER cast and the Scrubs cast saving lives.
There's no way anybody on Scrubs saved a life.
They sang the song "How to Save a Life" in there at one point.
Thank you.
When Dr. Cox kills a bunch of patients because they had rabies.
Oh, so he didn't save their life, but he sang the song anyway.
Yeah.
Like an asshole.
Yeah. Speaking of the 80s and 90s, what's great about the 80s and 90s was film. Physical film on physical media.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that's great, Joe?
I do think it's great.
How great do you think it is?
I think it's very great.
Why do you think it's so great?
Because, like this show, if you want to follow along with what we're watching, if you want to watch Star Trek Next Generation with us, do you want to go back and listen to the Battlestar Galactica series on our show?
I would like to.
I've never heard that.
Do you want to watch along with us? Go back and get...
but like, what streaming network do I go to? That's the thing.
No,
it's a pain in the butt to go to streaming networks.
You don't do that.
Buffer.
Video exclusive.
Oh.
Go to video exclusive.
Okay.
You can rent the seasons and watch along with us. You can buy them. So you can rent them.
So it's a video store?
It is one of the few remaining video stores in the entire state of Michigan.
In the entire country, probably.
Probably, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's located in
Dearborn
Heights, I believe it's.
Yes, sir.
On Telegraph Road right now.
Get a good DVD.
Oh.
No, nice.
Yeah. So go to their Facebook page, facebook.com.
Yeah.
Video exclusive. Follow them. Mm-hmm. Browse their inventory. Mm-hmm. Find out where they are. If you're in the Southeast Michigan area, take a trip.
Okay. Well,
take a trip. Browse their vast selection. It's one of the biggest selections of TV seasons that you can rent that I've ever seen.
Yes, by far.
It's actually, I would say, that and adult movies is probably what they specialize in.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, where else can
PG-13 movies?
If you want a Star Trek spoof adult movie,
they may have it.
They probably do because there is like 3 of them out there.
Nice.
Because I used to work at a video store as well, and we had one.
Okay, they got the other 2.
Ironically, he worked at Family Video.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't go there.
Hey, aren't adults part of the family?
That's true. They are.
They're overlooked.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
So,
Facebook.com. Go there.
Video exclusive.
Video exclusive. Follow them. We follow them. They love us. We love them. Mm-hmm. Browse their inventory. They have everything from VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K.
4K, baby.
4K. If you're.
They got freeze-dried Skittles. It's fantastic.
Oh, freeze-dried.
They do have all kinds of freeze-dried candy.
Freeze-dried Skittles are probably the top tier freeze-dried candy.
Freeze-dried sour Skittles are on point.
I've never had those.
Oh man, you got to put them in your mouth.
All right, I'm going to video exclusive after the show to get some freeze-dried Skittles.
All right, we've reached the point of the episode where we go into listener feedback.
This is my favorite part of the show because it confirms that we have listeners.
First of all, Joe, you should be proud of me. I did that right, didn't I?
But now you mentioned it.
No,
so
I didn't mention anything. I didn't mention anything. I didn't mention anything.
You son of a bitch.
I did not mention anything. They don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, they know what we're talking about after last week.
All right, listener feedback. Go to listener feedback. Do you want me to start it?
Yes, start it.
Listener feedback. First of all, we got a voicemail. Here we go. Oh, no. Why the dramatic pause? Oh, here we go.
Hey, guys. It's your best friend Brody here from Talk Punch. Hey, I have an important question that I think only you guys can answer. So what is the ideal angle in degrees that a Vulcan's eyebrows should be? All right. Thanks. Love you. Bye.
That's a tough one.
Thank you for calling, Brody. I feel like this is an inside joke.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's actually not. It's an important question.
Here's my thing. I'm not looking directly at a Vulcan right now. Do they invert this way or do they invert upwards?
Really?
Is it V or A?
It's just like our eyebrows. They just are pointier. I'm going to go with 30 degrees.
It's 30 okay, so that's 45.
It's like right here.
90. It's not 90.
No,
45 is too angled.
Yeah.
So you think it's 30?
I think it's 30. I think 30 is the sweet spot. Maybe 35, but I have to stick to one 45. Number.
Yeah, I think 30 is solid.
If you could
I'm going to go 25.
If you could reach 35 with your eyebrow, you're reaching peak performance there. You got some eyebrow muscles. Like you must go to the gym and work them bad boys out. You put some weights on them.
All right, here's Spock eyebrows. They're kind of like.
It might be more 40. Those are like 45.
Yeah, you're right. It might be higher.
Those are like 45 eyebrow.
Oh wow.
I like those ones. Well, if you do Spock as the standard, then it's his are like 45, maybe 40.
I think his is higher than 30, but I'm sticking to my guns. 30.
I think 30 is a good answer.
Hey, if you missed my appearance on Talk Punch,
I think 30. I think 30 is a solid answer. I'm going to go with Rob. 30 degrees.
Right there, they're a little bit downplayed though.
Yeah, that's probably a 25 degrees.
Yeah, I'm going 30, man. If you could get a nice 30, and if you could raise it to,
you are so good looking.
I'm gonna go with hold on. I like these ones. Those are about 30.
No, those are 20, man.
That's like 20.
20, 25.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? It's I don't think it's necessarily about the angle. I think it's about the bushiness. The bushier they are, the more likely it is to be a Vulcan.
That's probably
those
true.
Those are pretty bushy.
Yeah.
Those
are bushy eyebrows.
That's thick. Can you imagine trying to groom that?
Yeah.
It'd be hard to get
You
have
to wax in the middle.
Yeah, because
wax it. And
there'd be a unibrow going there. You gotta.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
take care of that.
You can't have that.
No. Be nice and clean.
All right,
you guys don't like Bush?
Jess Bush, Nurse Chapel.
Yeah, she's great.
She's wonderful.
I hope she's on the cruise. How cool would that be?
Are they adding people?
Yeah, they say that they add people. They're probably not a lot at this point.
They added us.
I know.
I don't imagine a lot more because they got the whole Star Trek or Voyager crew. So
okay, but they only got like 3 people from DS9. So
yeah, but who likes Voyager?
I do.
Oh, it's Enterprise. Sorry, Enterprise.
We are going to have to get a couple episodes for him to watch.
Whoa, we had one of our listeners actually send not Brody. Jesus, now I'm stuck on Brody. Thanks, Brody. Cody Cole. Jesus.
Oh, Rob.
Because he said Brody, and you were getting there. It was funny. It was Cole. Cole sent it in. Go ahead, Rob. Continue.
No, it's fine. So to continue with the Brody listener feedback hour, he left a message on our last week's episode where Sean was on to discuss the exit of Tasha Yar, amongst other things. And I want to confirm that it's not just us that thinks Sean should talk closer to the mic.
Oh, did he say something?
He said Sean talking to the mic.
Shots fired, Sean.
And then Brody also questioned Rob and I's pronunciation of Lady Gaga.
Well, it's Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah.
Lady Gaga?
Gaga.
What
are you going to name it?
Was this on our YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Posted?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
You think we call it Gaga? No.
And then Stoked Mustang 66 said that they liked our show name.
Oh,
thank you, Smoked Mustang 66.
Stroked Mustang.
Thank you, Stroked Mustang 66.
Notice they probably listened to the show for like 5 minutes and said, nah, I like the name though.
I know. I believe it was you who replied. You replied, thank you. Hopefully you enjoy the show. And there was crickets after that.
That's a negatory, sir. Negative Ghost Rider. Oh, God.
I tried.
Yes, but Cole did send us a recommended list of all the Star Trek Voyager episodes you should listen
Are you sure it wasn't Cody? Because I'm just going through names now.
Yeah, and it was a good list.
So show meeting.
Yeah.
We should do those during our holiday downtime where every year we try to plan the schedule of our show, right?
Yeah.
And there's always time around the holidays, November, December, where schedules don't line up, whatever, and we have to either we'll re-release a show, we'll post something from Patreon that's appropriate, and we could
appropriate.
We could just do those episodes,
we could. That's
if
not
we need
that's not
leading
a bad
up
idea.
to. We could do or after the first of the year, do a cruise countdown.
Ooh, give Next Generation a little break that way.
Yeah,
so we can space that out later because we went through season 1 fast.
It did seem very fast for a 26 episode season.
Fast.
That seemed fast.
Really fast.
Especially because the show mostly stunk.
Yes.
And usually it just slogs on.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It actually, you're right. It did feel like quick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My specialty.
Dear Diary, jackpot. Yeah. So, we're gonna have to do that. That'll be fun.
We'll figure it out. We'll do a cruise countdown.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go in completely unaware of Voyager.
Oh, you got to know who 7 of 9 is, for the love of God.
I mean, I know who 7 of 9 is. I just don't know.
Do you know who Carrie Kim is?
No one does. They didn't even. They kept him as an ensign the whole time. Paris is getting promoted, demoted the whole time. Not him. Ensign Harry Kim.
Dax got promoted like 3 times in DS9.
Exactly. Oh, gosh. Don't even get me started on...
And then they killed her.
Spoiler
alert.
Sean's so mad at you now.
Good. Maybe he'll talk into the mic.
Oh, poor Sean. So before...
I didn't say which Dax, though.
Yeah, the second one, please.
Speaking of killing, there's something I want to address.
Killing in the name of...
I want to address something that happened last week. We had a guest host on, and they were talking about favorite 80s movies. And they talked about a movie called Iron Eagle.
Yes. Iron Eagle is badass.
Okay.
I love that movie. Can't wait for Iron Eagle 3.
Yeah. Guess what? Guess who's not going to star in Iron Eagle 3?
Who?
Louis Gossett Jr., who you killed.
How'd he kill him?
They talked about him last week.
Yeah, he died this week.
But we didn't kill
Rest
him
in
like we
peace.
did.
No.
Rest in peace.
Like we did Matthew Perry and a couple other people.
Not Matthew. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we killed Matthew Perry.
Bruce Willis is still around.
Rest in peace, Chappie.
But we gave him a disease.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Sad. You killed him. So, Sean, you're dead to us.
Blood is on his hands.
Hey,
Blood is
you
not-
can't say that on the show, man.
Oh,
No.
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good point. Oh,
don't.
gosh. I can give him diabetes because that doesn't seem to work.
Yes. That's
You
true.
have diabetes now, Sean. Diabetes.
Diabetes.
I diabetes you.
Rest in peace, Louis Gossett Jr.
Rest in peace, Louis Gossett Jr.
Who do we kill next?
Your mom.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We killed Rob's mom.
We killed Rob's mom this year already.
I didn't do that. That was not my responsibility. I didn't even give her diabetes.
How do I know what you say to your wife at home?
That's
a good
true.
point. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I'd be like, one day I was just sitting there and I'm like, you know what? Rob had a really bad opinion on the podcast today. I wish his mom were dead.
Then Rob
and then-
texted us like, my mom's not doing well, guys.
And I'm like, son of...
We did it again.
Don't you put that energy into the universe, Nick. Oh, gosh. Is that it as far as all that goes? Are we done wishing people death?
I mean, we can only really kill one person a week. We got Louis Gossett Jr., so I say we move on.
I say we move on. Okay, here we go. Let's get into some Star Trek today, shall we? Let's get into some Next Generation. Let's get into some conspiracies.
Conspiracy theory.
Ooh, gosh, that would have been fun. We should have done our homework and been like, what's your favorite dumb conspiracy that's out there?
That doesn't sound like this
I know,
show.
but a favorite dumb conspiracy that's out
Okay,
there.
off the top of your head, is there one conspiracy theory that you do believe? That you'll go with?
Aliens. They're
Is that
really
really a conspiracy theory?
yeah, because
Okay.
like we don't
You're
really,
talking-
we
you're
think
talking-
that the government's hiding them from
A
us.
big conspiracy theory. I don't know. I'd have to think.
You've told me one before,
Well,
but I don't know if you want to say that on air.
I don't remember.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Can I say it? Is it COVID related?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have talked about that.
I think we
Where
have.
you feel like the government did use it to take advantage of the people.
Oh, absolutely, I do. 100%.
But I don't
do.
believe. But I don't think you don't believe that they created it.
No,
They
no,
just
no.
seized the
Oh
opportunity.
God, yes.
I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. I think that's fact.
I think they got a big erection.
I don't think the government is smart enough to do that all
No,
together.
I think that it was very well played.
I don't think they're smart. They're opportunistic.
They're opportunistic, though.
Really, Nick, you don't have to be smart. You just have to be smarter than the general public, and the general public are idiots. Present company included.
Yeah. For
Mine is
real.
that the NBA forced Jordan to retire and after his
Oh,
three-peat in '93.
you've talked about that one. All right.
And his gambling got his dad killed. Had to step away, and then he came back.
Yep.
That's my. I will.
Yeah, you got to
Die
leave
on
the
that
league
hill.
for a while till this dies down. Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have won 8. They would have won the entirety of the '90s championships, pretty much,
Oh yeah.
except for '90 and '99.
90
The
was the
Pistons.
Pistons.
99
99
was the
was.
Spurs.
Oh yeah, you're not beating Tim Duncan at his prime and
Oh, although
the Admiral?
hold on, not a sports podcast, but I did after the Last Dance. If you go, did you guys watch the Last Dance?
Negative.
negative Ghost Rider.
Oh my God, it was so good.
I know we talked about it on this show.
It was so good, and if they could have ran back, because They could have won in 99 because after the 98 season was a lockout and the 99 season was shortened. That would have given their old players rest. They could have added a couple free agents, ran back mostly the entire team on 1-year deals. I think they could have.
They probably could have.
I mean, they would only had to go through the East. The Spurs beat the Knicks. No. Yes, I believe the Spurs beat the Knicks in the 99
Patrick
finals.
Ewing and the Knicks.
I believe the Spurs beat the Knicks in the 99 finals. I think the Bulls, if they ran it back, played their cards right, could have won another championship.
1999 finals NBA was
Spurs Knicks, I believe. The Spurs won in 6 games.
Spurs Knicks, yep.
They win in 6? Or
It
5?
was in, oh gosh, where is it? It doesn't say right in here. No, 4-0.
Really?
Oh, wait, no.
No.
Western Finals, okay. Knicks defeated Pacers 4-2. Spurs defeated Trailblazers 4-1.
4-1, 5 for games, yeah.
Jeff Van Gundy was the coach of the Knicks. Allen Houston. Ooh, Allen Houston was in there. Wow, that was a good team. All right, anyways. Moving on to conspiracy. Sometimes it takes us a while, but we get there. Conspiracy. Captain Picard receives a message from Captain Walker Keel, the Horatio. So he follows up on this message and meets this captain at a random planet where a bunch of other captains come out and they're like, dude, something's going on. Something's going on with Starfleet. We don't trust it, but we trust you. We need your help. And Picard's like, nah, I don't believe you. But then after he leaves, the Horatio gets blown up. And now he's like, oh, I totally believe this. Something crazy is going on. So they head to Earth. No, don't you talk about me while I am... That's pretty good. All right. So Picard's like, okay, I believe this conspiracy theory now. I'm going to head to Earth and we're going to investigate this. They show up at Earth. A bunch of admirals show up on screen. They're acting all weird. And they're like, Picard, why are you here? You should come down for dinner. Let's eat some dinner together. And then the admiral from earlier in the season who came on the ship and said, I don't trust, something's going on. I don't trust, stuff. He says, I want to beam to the ship. And Picard's like, oh, we can trust him. He's a good guy. Turns out he's not. He's been bugged, man. Literally. So he's been bugged. Picard beams down. Riker's watching this admiral. This admiral goes ape shit on him, starts beating the crap out of him. Then they're able to stop him, but then they find out he has a bug linked, basically hooked up to his neck. And then we're worried about Riker because it looks like maybe he was bugged as well. And when Picard is trying to escape on the planet, Riker beams down and crap, there's a bug in the back of Riker's neck. Oh, wait, but it was fake.
What a bugaboo.
It's a fake. It was a fake the whole time. They just faked the bug on there. Riker zaps them all, blows them all up, and they're all dead, except for at the end of the episode, they said, what were they sending? They were sending a homing beacon. Dun, dun, dun. End of the episode.
I think Sean was right.
What do you mean?
That was too much.
The violence?
No, your review or your summation, your summary.
How dare you? How dare you?
When this season started, you were on you were killing it. It was 30 seconds. It was
I did go off base with that.
It was
one.
a tight summary. You didn't give too much detail.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But there was a lot to this episode.
I mean, was there though?
No, it could have been like
this episode was disgusting.
Disgusting.
All the bugs and shit.
There were a lot of bugs
crawling up you.
And they use that stop motion.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate, I know it looks kind of cheesy, but
I appreciated it.
I appreciate practical effects like that.
Yes.
And like the bugs crawling out of the mouth and into what's his name's mouth at the end. Is that a famous scene? The end?
I wouldn't say famous, but notorious maybe.
Okay.
My gosh, so violent. Did they really?
That's why people have such an issue with it.
Well, did they really need to show the guy blowing up?
I thought it was badass.
I was about it. I was all about it. And
all
I love my Utopia Trek, man. I was all about it. Go ba-boom.
Well, this guy was a jerk to the Enterprise crew a while ago.
It was the 80s, and it was on display.
I think somebody had just seen
The Thing?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost. You think about it, actually, a lot of those 80s movies had that sort of gory effects in them that. Mm-hmm. So it kind of fits the tone of that era.
Oddly, Maurice Hurley, who is the kind of the slime ball in this series,
he
was actually against the scene because it's not what Star Trek's supposed to be about, the violence of it all. And I thought it was kind of cool.
Why do you think
I did think it was kind of cool.
Why do you think they went with that? Such a violent scene. To show all the bugs crawling out of this guy?
To show that it was a severe thing and they had to do what they had to do.
Yeah, I think it was.
Or
to
like
me,
the
it
guy
just
was completely gone, like it was a bug in there?
Yeah, he was infested. He had the mother bug in him.
Yeah.
I think to me it was just it just showed that like it was that severe. Like there's no like, okay, getting the bug out and saving the person. The entire being is infested. You have to discard the entire thing.
Okay.
You have to blow his face clean off his body.
After his neck was swelling and he's like, we only seek peaceful coexistence while he's mocking them.
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah.
And Picard
was like, fuck that. Yeah. I seek to blow your head off.
I've got your peaceful coexistence.
Well, and I
right
appreciate
here.
how Riker and him looked at each other and did a nod.
Yeah.
And then like, we're going to blow this guy up? Yep.
Yep.
And they just went, did we just become best friends? Yep.
That phaser's too microwave.
Oh my gosh, they blew him to shreds.
And they like even after they blew him to shreds, and you see his
they blew him to
open
shit.
chest cavity, and you can see all the remnants of the little bugs kind of in front of the body too. It's a nice little touch.
Mm-hmm. It was a nice effect.
Yeah. It was a nice effect. Yes.
I like the fact that you could see like his skull and like underneath his skin before he blew up.
That was a little extreme, right?
No,
like,
I liked it.
That was pretty crazy.
Like I said, like there's a lot of Trek fans that have an issue with this, and they might have an issue with us for thinking this was great. But I actually think it was great. I have no issue with it.
So what's the issue then?
It's too much violence.
Okay, hold on. So there are fans who are okay with basically potential war every week, right? It's not war. We're not like it's not Nerf war. But they don't show the violence. But they're okay with implied violence? They just don't want to see the violence, or they're not okay with implied violence either?
I think it's the show the violence.
If it's implied, it's okay to show it. Because if it's implied, it means it exists. And if it exists...
And it's not like they're doing it every week. And it's not like because it's the disrespect of life. And it goes to that Superman argument from Man of Steel. Were you going to stop them? Mm-hmm. And the answer is no. So what do? Let them take over the Federation? Obviously, the guy wasn't going to go quietly. You take them out. Picard is Superman in this scenario, and that's General Zod.
So to me, this is somewhat similar in, I don't know, in severity to the oil slick guy. But the oil slick guy's not going anywhere. So it's okay if you don't have to kill him. I mean.
I think out and say, hey,
I think it was a bitch move not to.
I don't think they could have killed him. I think that's part of the problem.
Well, that's cold blood for him.
How would they have killed?
But this is actively attacking.
This is an active threat,
and it doesn't seem like it. They're not going to stop, and it's not going away. You have to do this.
Yeah, I think that's the only move in this scenario. You're not going to respect this life. It's not going to be 100% redeemable, like some people on the show believe. Yeah. You got to take this out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so,
I was just making sure you were listening.
Sorry, I like this world. I was listening the whole time, my friend. I was just looking at some facts while I was listening.
Hit us with some facts, Nick.
This episode is the first appearance of a Bolian in Star Trek.
Is that what
the captain, the blue guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bolian. First appearance of a Bolian.
And how'd they not vet the one captain who was there spying on them when they all met? Like ask the same questions.
I don't think she was a spy at that point. I think she was one of them. I think they got to her before that.
See, I got the implication that she was already infected at that point. That's why the Horatio
which is
blew
why
up.
they got the Horatio.
Yeah.
So a couple questions.
That's why the Horatio got blown.
Right. Yeah. A couple questions I have. So these admirals at this point, when they're inviting Picard to dinner, they feel like Picard is ignorant, or they don't really know what Picard knows, right? So their first step is to start eating bugs in front of him? Or is the thought like, we're going to reveal who you are and then we're going to infect you? Why wouldn't they just infect him when he doesn't, like, when he's not exactly sure, but he is sure kind of a thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his guard's still kind of down.
It didn't make sense to me to have the dinner, I agree with Nick. Like the advancement to the dinner scene where it's like, okay, he's not infected yet, so why would he even want bugs?
Well, maybe he's a fan of Gaw.
But he
maybe.
I mean, Gaw's alive.
But to your point, like Picard knew, but he didn't know, right?
Right, exactly.
He had high suspicion, and
very high suspicions.
But
and
he
they
didn't
knew
have
the Admiral was infected by that point.
Right. But why show your hand at that point without even making an attempt to bring Picard to your side?
Yes, exactly.
Because
that was a weird.
It was too much. It was
to wrap up the story.
It was theatrics, is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the evil villain, the mustache twirling villain who reveals their whole plan before they kill you, and it's like if you wouldn't have revealed your plan, you would have won.
But it's a decent scene.
It is a decent.
You needed it for Riker.
Those bugs were gross, though.
See, that was they were. But the Riker scene was pretty cool, like the way he plays it up, and this isn't the first time he does that. He does that throughout the series, where you're like, is he evil or not? Or he's a good actor.
It had me for a second, though.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
I was like. Well, just for a second, because I was like, oh, shit, how are they going to get out of this episode? Because I'm like, well, they're going to have to kill these guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit, if it's Riker, then no, then they're going to have to find a way. I was kind of
get him a beard.
Well, no, I was going to be disappointed that they're going to have to find a way to like extract the bug without killing the and then.
But they did do.
They did a version of that.
Frustrated with that.
Then Riker, he tricked us.
Yeah, he did.
He
did.
I like when he's getting his butt kicked, and then Worf gets his butt kicked, and Beverly comes in with a phaser just out of the hallway. I thought it was a cool scene with that. He's like, Worf, I just took you out, and then bam, getting blasted with a phaser, and Beverly's like, no, bro.
Beverly's awesome.
I like how she just kept shooting him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do no harm right here. Bam!
Bam! Dead.
I did like the Riker scene, too, where he was like, playing with the bugs. Yeah, I'm going to eat these. No, I'm not. Boom.
I know. Dead. He's like, these look delicious.
Boom, you're dead.
This is our professional review, just for the record.
Yeah.
This is our. We're just reading the script.
I know. Yeah, we're just going through like we'll make sound effects throughout the whole episode. And then he beams down to the planet.
This is our Keeping Up with the Cardassians table read of
symbiosis. Oh, conspiracy.
Conspiracy, bro.
Not symbiosis. That was last week. No, that's next week. No,
it's like 2 weeks ago.
We've already done it.
That was 2 weeks ago. So a couple other things. They wanted to infect the doctor. I'm assuming they wanted to infect the doctor because she could detect the bugs.
No. Well, that too, but also because who does everybody in the ship see?
So she could detect the bugs.
No, she could infect everybody.
Infect everybody.
Ah, yes. I love how he shows up with a briefcase of the bug. So why? Okay, here's another problem. Admiral has this bug in the briefcase, right? And Riker walks in. And he's like, "Let me show you my bug. I'm an evil." Like at that point, he still wasn't figured out yet.
See,
The bugs were stupid.
At that part, didn't he just say? And tell me if I'm wrong, but he's just like, I just want to show you this creature. It's far superior or whatever it is.
And he's like, far superior. And then he started punching Riker.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe Riker has a punchable face.
And also, like, come on, bugs.
No. Well, beardless Riker does.
Yeah. The problem is they implied that these bugs were smart and they were taking over the Federation. And then the second they interact with the Enterprise, they're idiots.
Well, what about this? It was easy to this point. So they were very... Cocky.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess I could see that. But like there's certain things like
because
obviously getting on the ship being like, I've never felt better in my life. I'm doing really good. Like
he had too much energy for an old fart.
Come on.
Maybe he's setting it up for the bug to say, hey, this helped me get to filled energy wise.
I mean, I suppose, but like I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying.
Again, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm nitpicking. I know I'm nitpicking, but at the same point, like, I guess maybe my issue is this episode wasn't darker than it really was, which is funny because it's a pretty dark episode.
It's pretty dark.
I thought it was pretty dark, especially
especially everything we've dealt with this season.
But I didn't want them to be the mustache twirling villains, and that's what they became. Like, oh, we're better than you. Ha, ha, ha. This will be easy. Eating our bugs. Blah, blah, blah. See?
More sound effects.
Thank you.
As an early version of the script.
It was it was too easy for the Enterprise crew to defeat them.
What do you want, a movie on this? They had 45 minutes.
And
they weren't doing
this would be a nice
two-parters yet.
No, they weren't. No.
I don't think they did a two-part until season 3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, season 1, the first part.
That's true. That was a television movie, my friend, that they divided into 2 parts.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Still.
All right.
Revisionist history.
So going into this story here, we know that in DS9 we kind of touched the same story again. The changelings have infiltrated and they've taken over Starfleet Command, right? It's kind of a cool story. I appreciate these stories, and I appreciate actually what Roddenberry said. Roddenberry pushed back against this story because originally there weren't going to be bugs involved. It was just going to be a military coup was taking place. And I appreciate Gene Roddenberry saying, no, we're not going to do that. That's not what Starfleet is about.
I agree.
The problem is Roddenberry dies at some point, and then they decide,
Womp
no,
womp.
we're going to make evil mustache twirling admirals again. And I don't like that.
No, it's lazy.
It's
lazy.
Like, because there's been coups, like we had that in Star Trek Beyond, before Darkness, after Darkness.
That was Section 31.
The darkness of the sun.
Into darkness.
Into darkness.
The Darkness Rises.
The darkness rises. Yes. You had that in there, and then we've seen that Star Trek Discovery does that a lot. The evil Starfleet, like evil Starfleet becomes like a big part of Star Trek, and I think obviously that plays off of our current fears about our government, right? Not trusting our government, saying that like they say they're there for us, but deep down you kind of like, are you?
No, they're not.
No.
There's no deep down. You're like, no, are
It's not
you?
that deep down.
Yeah, they're not.
I'm Pollyanna. I want to believe that not most. Okay. At some point, government was for us. I can look at our government now and be like,
Yeah, something changed.
it's very clear it's all about celebrity status for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to get into that.
Celebrity of politics.
But I do find it lazy in Star Trek to lean too heavily on evil Starfleet.
It's lazy, and
But they didn't do that here.
I have a comment. Like, it's so easy to do that, and rather than try to be a skilled writer and come up with different ways to challenge
Foils,
yourself, different foils or different. It's just easy to go to this admiral's bad. This admiral's bad, and it's like this is not the ideal. I can't even say the word right now. This is not the ideal world that we want out of Star Trek. We want
paradise,
we want a human
Utopia?
race. We want the human race that's evolved. So
Idealistic?
Idealistic. Thank you.
That's still, we want a human race that still faces issues, but not one where it's infighting.
Yeah, go to the outside. One of the reasons DS9 was clever in its way is because they brought Starfleet in with alien races. Therefore, you could have the conflict. That's clever. That's outside the box, rather than bringing in admirals like we see throughout the series. And
so, could you do this? Picard did that as well. There was evil admirals in there, right? If
lazy.
I remember, yeah. Couldn't you do this where, like, you let a new species into the Federation, you feel like the species is good, then they get into a position of power, and then they try to, like, kind of over...
You absolutely could.
You could do that in the Federation.
Absolutely could. That's
but
why
they don't do that.
No, because it's easier to make the Starfleet bad.
But one of the admirals was a Romulan who was posing as a Vulcan. So that worked.
That worked, but then you had...
It's still a little lazy.
But you still had what was the Uberus line that someone said to Picard?
Picard in the first season, yeah.
Why? It's lazy
because
writing.
You could say the F word. That's why. That's,
But it's just... swear?
Yeah, she tells him to F off or something like that. Or...
What is that? Oh,
I can't remember what
she basically tells him to fuck off.
Yeah, she does.
Swearing in Star Trek?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that happens a lot.
Well, yeah.
Discovery does a lot now.
Yeah. Now I'm just commenting about the laziness. Why does Starfleet have to be the villain? Why does there have to be some big world galaxy ending plot all the time? Discovery.
It's Star Trek.
No. Oh. That's not right.
I could say...
That's the same thing. That's the same issue with Marvel movies right now. It's always the world is ending.
This is the same problem. Okay. Star Trek has the same problem that Superman has. If you have something that's completely good, completely uncorruptible, all powerful versus bad guys, how can you make a compelling story?
I think you can because the innocence is there then. I think you could play on that. And just because something is all good doesn't mean you have variations of that.
Yep.
You're going to have people who are a little more tempered. You're going to have people that are doing this, but you learn and grow.
Yeah.
Do I want a perfect utopia federation? No. But do I want the lazy writing of... And how are we getting this just from conspiracy? Anyway.
But you guys... So
we're getting a lot out of this. I kind
of
appreciate
to go back to that though. I blank on the name of the episode, but the oil slick monster guy.
Armis. Skinny
Armis.
Tasha Yar's murder.
That was kind of what that was like a ultimately good, like a Superman type take on it, and it was. I didn't particularly like it, but you guys thought it was a compelling story and compelling writing, and there was good dialogue, and it was a compelling episode. So
I thought so, yeah.
And that is like the inherently good, uncorruptible Starfleet seeing something that is inherently bad, uncorruptible evil.
Yeah.
And they made a compelling story out of it.
Yes.
So it can be done.
It absolutely can be done.
You just have to be committed to the work to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Off topic for 1 second. There's one scene in this episode that's kind of off kilter, but I actually found it really enjoyable. When Data was going into his dialogue about over-explaining something, and then the computer even says, "Thank you, sir. I understand." I laughed so hard. Data, shut up, Data.
Was this the episode? No Wesley. Last 2 episodes. Was this?
He's done for the season. Yeah.
Was this the episode where he laughed at the beginning?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, I see a fallacy, and he tries to over-explain a joke.
Fallacy. Anything else from conspiracy that we want to talk about?
I don't think so.
I think it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
All right.
I really enjoyed it.
Well, let's move on. All right. The next episode here is The Neutral Zone.
The Neutral Zone.
The Neutral Zone.
Otherwise known as the space that the ball takes up between the helmets of the offensive line and defensive line.
Yes.
The neutral zone.
A whole episode based on the neutral zone in the NFL, I was here for.
There's a neutral zone infraction.
Actually, after we get into it, that's my one critique, is there was no football in this episode.
There was a wide receiver in the neutral zone.
I was misled.
All right. I'm going to try to give you your summation of what you want. Summary of what you want. Okay.
Oh, it's your show, Nick. You do what you want.
Story A. The Enterprise investigates the neutral zone. A bunch of their stuff has been blown up. They're worried about the Romulans. The Romulans show up. They're worried about Picard. Picard and the Romulans come to a peace, and they say, "Hey, neither one of us did this. We need to figure this out." And the Romulans say, "Just so you know, we back, boo." That's story A. Story B. Humans cryogenically frozen since the 20th century.
Nailed it.
They come back. One's an idiot. Another's an idiot from the South. One's a woman who's sad. The end.
Okay, I think it's somewhere in between those two.
Okay, I'll do better. All right, I'll just add to it. Like one guy's rich and he wants to use all of his power and he demands to see the captain.
He just couldn't let it go.
Yeah, and the other one's a country star who used a lot of drugs and he still wants the drugs and they're like, "You don't need it."
He needs them.
The other one's just a nice woman who was cryogenically frozen by her husband who couldn't stand to live without her, and now she's sad because her whole family's gone. So she's struggling to make peace with how to live.
That's what he said. Couldn't stand to live without her.
Yeah.
You don't cryogenically freeze your wife because you can't stand to live without her. You cryogenically freeze your wife because you can't stand to live with her.
But she died.
No, she was already dead though.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't still alive when
he's just making sure she's not coming back.
I've seen movies where their hand comes up through the grave, and I can't risk that.
I've seen Scream.
I can't.
Actually, not by then. He hasn't.
No,
I can't risk it.
Oh, Scream came before then, before their marriage, probably, right? Or no, they were in the what year? They were in the.
I don't remember actually.
I did like some of the timestamps though that they had in this episode.
Stock portfolio.
Where Data said something is going to be outdated by 2040.
Base TV.
Television. And I was like, ooh, that's on track. Is regular TV will be.
Regular TV is, but we still watch television. Like,
yeah,
but we're not. Do you call?
It's on streaming. It's on streaming. It's not on TV. It's on streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose that's true.
It's semantics, but yeah.
So,
well, Ireland was supposed to reunite, right? Already,
TV's got
Ireland was supposed to have a reunification already by now.
I don't remember.
TV's got 15 more years. It's over.
I could buy it.
I'll buy that for $1.
I love Picard's like when the lady faints after seeing Worf, welcome to the 24th century. It's like, dude, she just passed out because she's in mental shock and you cracking jokes.
Well, first of all, we got ship's counselor and there's a doctor right there. Relax, Nick.
What year were they from? Because I found it interestingly comical in a way, but also curious that she faints after she sees the first and only black guy.
There's black people here.
There is some truth to that, and it's 3 white people who were frozen.
And then
I know.
Data's greenish, yellow,
white.
Yellow.
Data's more white or
He's,
gray.
Data's jaundice.
Yeah, it's jaundice.
Is that a color?
Some of the quotes are interesting. Like Beverly's like massive chemical abuse, unbelievable, and Picard said sounds like someone who hated life yet had himself presumably frozen so he could go through it all again. Too afraid to live, too scared to die. I love that.
Hell yeah.
And what is Beverly saying about in the 20th century people were scared to die? They're not scared to die in the 24th century. I think they probably still are. Like there's sometimes where they're a little too preachy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
if you're not afraid, if you're not afraid to die now, like in the 24th century and current next generation, what's all the fighting for?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not afraid to die, then
yeah, exactly. Who cares?
Just let it happen.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, guys.
Yeah.
What did the guy wanted to? What would you rather have? That giant steak that he ordered or a martini?
The giant steak.
Yeah.
Steak for sure.
Yeah, when he's like, I
scratch
want a
that steak,
steak
I'll take
with
'em.
greens and whatever. Oh, scratch that. Just give me a martini. And here's the thing. We haven't explored that it's synthol yet, right? We don't know it's synthol.
Don't think they've established that yet.
And from what I've understood, synthol, it does not taste the same as alcohol.
Scotty does that later.
Yes. So my question is, how does, well, I guess maybe it's the best martini ever made, still kind of could track because it's still, maybe over the next 400 years they perfect the martini.
Also, his taste buds might be getting thawed still.
Yes, that's true, it's true. And they make him a guitar.
Yep. That strange looking fella makes me a guitar.
I was a big fan of the country guy.
I hated him with a passion.
Because, like, they went, and I mean big fan as in ridiculous, okay? Because they gave him the dumbest possible lines and he was like a caricature.
He was the most over the top.
Yeah, like, he really was. Because to me, the most believable was actually.
I mean, that's probably believable.
2 of the 3 were over the top. The woman was the most believable. Even the guy with the power, he was kind of unbelievable.
And they did a nice job with her. Is it really unbelievable this day and age?
What?
The guy about his stocks and his money.
So Elon Musk gets frozen, wakes up 400 years later. Do you
Donald
think
Trump gets frozen and put in the future?
Yeah.
Okay, but Donald Trump's broke. Okay, he's different. But he thinks he's rich.
If somebody, so I'm not. Don't go there because he was just a CEO. If you take a random CEO who's a multimillionaire,
Johnson & Johnson, yeah.
Currently, but nobody because he didn't seem like he had a lot of fame, but he did have a lot of money.
Yeah,
and that you freeze them, and then they wake up a couple hundred years later, 300-400 years later, and they're gonna ask like, "Where's my money?" Like all my money's gone. They're gonna be curious about it.
If you take the money away from a rich person, they're gonna freak out.
Yeah,
and I'm not anti-rich or anything like that. I'm just saying.
Do you think they act the way he acted though?
To a certain extent, yes.
Yes.
I think a version of that, absolutely, I do.
I think the expectation when they were frozen was I'm going to wake up just the same as I am.
Yeah, and probably didn't expect to wake up, 300 years in the future or whatever it was, 400.
Yeah, they were expecting to wake up 20 years.
Yeah,
at the most, right?
If you guys were cryogenically frozen, what's the longest you would want to go without? Like how long would you want to be frozen?
If I'm
going
to be cryogenically frozen, I want it to be a super long time. Actually.
Like you would want it like 3-4 centuries.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, like. It breaks my heart that I have no capability to travel into the future. I want to see what the world looks like.
What if they thaw you? What if they thaw you and it's the opposite of? So instead of we're advancing, we devolve back into.
That would still fascinate me, though. Like I would still want to see that. That would be cool.
So you have to kill your own food when you de-thaw.
I mean, I'll just die in that era. I don't really care, but like I want to see it. So if
you be
I wouldn't want to be cryogenically frozen and woke up in like 15 years because it's like that sucks.
No,
this place is gonna be a crap show in 15 years.
Wake me up when September ends.
It's October 3rd. We're like, all right, get Nick up.
I'm just saying.
I'll be gone to November.
I'll be gone to November.
It's been a long December.
Oh, it's been a long road.
Getting from here.
Ooh, that'd be a fun game. Songs with months in them.
January Wedding by the Avett Brothers.
Oh. I don't really know too many off the top of my head.
There's a lot of Christmas ones.
Isn't there a
But
February?
they don't necessarily say December, like in the title.
Yeah.
Isn't there a February one by Taylor Swift?
I wouldn't know that.
I don't know. So going back to this, so you found that.
Oh, I'm sorry. February Stars by the Foo Fighters.
Ooh.
On the
Color and the
Color
Shape?
and the Shape. Yes.
Oh, February 7. Another song by Avett Brothers.
February. Here's my question though: who is the most believable of the three who were frozen?
The woman.
To you? Yeah.
Yep.
The story or the character? Like
Their reaction.
Oh, you guys picked the woman who fainted after seeing a black guy? Yeah. Right.
No, it's like her story about like her kids. She didn't know she was frozen. She was worried about her kids. Her husband did it without her knowing.
But she was dead, so of course she's not going to know she was frozen.
But the other two were like caricatures of what they are, a little bit at least. But I do think that the rich guy would have acted very similar to that.
I thought he was very believable. Like that was a very believable reaction.
He needs to get off my bridge.
Yeah, like
the minute he got on my bridge, Worf should have broke his neck.
Okay, so
but he was helpful.
I don't care.
Was he in that moment? Picard already knew. He's like, he's lying. He doesn't know. He's just too arrogant. Picard already knew.
Oh, did he? He wasn't acting like it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, like
loyalist.
Okay, couple things. All right, you're a CEO. You find out you're on a military ship. You don't just stroll up to the bridge.
Exactly.
No.
Why not?
Because you're
on bar.
If that happened on the Enterprise aircraft carrier, that guy would be in the brig so fast. But this is calling on comms, he would be in the brig so fast.
But he wasn't. So maybe he figures, hey, why not get away
Tasha Yar
with
the security officer again? Let him on the bridge.
See, this is what happens when you kill off Tasha Yar.
Yeah, well,
you get rando thawed humans just walking around on the bridge. That's on Worf's watch.
There are some major implications here, right? Though, because Picard even says to the guy, like, "Well, we just count on your self-control. Like, we don't have to put security in place because we just know you're not going to do those things."
That's bad security.
That's idiotic.
Utopia.
Okay, but I just spit halfway across the planet.
We need security for that.
We learned Nick is a spitter.
So
we knew that.
Your ship may be a utopia, but those Klingons booming on your ship, and those Ferengi and those Romulans are not living in your same utopia. You still have security.
That's racist.
Wow.
They're going to come in. They're going to tear everything up.
No, but it is. It is racist.
Pretty xenophobic, man.
You thought 3 white people, and you're like, it's fine. Let them go wherever they want. You get any other race that beams onto the ship, and they're like, send him to his quarters immediately. Lock his ass up.
What are you doing,
Till we
Worf?
figure out what the hell's going on.
God. I mean, it actually kind of speaks to the arrogance of the
What
Federation.
angle are their eyebrows?
And you wonder how people can infiltrate them.
That's actually a good point. This does go with our last episode. How can they take over the Federation?
Ironically,
they're idiots. They don't have security.
Most of the major threats this season have been white people because they
Armis. Dude was literally
Armis was
Jesus.
Okay.
Armis was in blackface.
Yeah. Then you had okay, the major villains of season
Last week, except for the one girl. She was black, but everybody else white.
Q,
white.
That
Ferengis.
Arsenal of Freedom was white.
that planet with that Wesley crashed into the flowers.
White.
All white.
White. Which
That was the whitest of them all.
About how racist that episode was?
Yeah, no, we didn't, but it was.
Because it was
all white people.
White people and their utopia.
So really, we're noticing a blind spot here with the Federation.
At least season 1.
Well, doesn't this speak to society? We constantly point our finger at it's immigrants' problem. It's the people of color. And really, it's like white people are the ones taking the most advantage of the systems.
But then Nick is like, don't let those other races on my bridge.
Look, Worf is okay.
Worf is okay. Geordi's okay.
She scared the thawed woman. Or he scared the thawed woman.
She scared herself because she's a racist.
That's true.
She deserved what she got. Right. I wouldn't faint. I'd just be like, why is this guy wearing a mask?
That's exactly what I thought. Like, what's up with this dude?
Yeah,
he's got a really furrowed brow.
Did I wake up on Halloween?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? You know,
really furrowed brow.
Okay, so we've only talked about story A. Anything else from? Well, actually, that's the B story.
That's the B story.
Yeah. There are some fascinating things in here, right? Like, why didn't they just tell this millionaire right away, dude, we don't use money anymore?
They did.
No.
It's like we've grown beyond that.
It took him a while to say that. It took him a while. Like, they let this guy rant and rave for a while. And then finally, Picard's like, they might need some counseling. Like, after they've been on the ship for a couple of days struggling, it's like, we probably should get them someone to help them.
Wouldn't that be the first thing you do?
Yeah.
All right, thaw him out, feed him. Let's get him to talk to somebody, bring him kind of up to speed, and answer any questions they have. Instead of like just putting Worf in front of everybody's face as soon as they wake up.
Hold on, we're waking up people from the 20th century, bringing Worf, bringing a bully, bringing in the android.
Hold on, he told Riker to keep him out of his hair, which I thought was ironic.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Or he might have said keep him on my way, but I'm gonna go with hair.
I like hair better.
Yeah.
Bush.
I kind of appreciate how Picard, like, he's like screaming and yelling at Picard, and then Picard just walks in and is like, "What?" But I wish he was a little like more, like, shut up and sit down. He almost kind of came across as weak in that moment against this. But I guess maybe that's kind of the point, because humanity has evolved beyond conflict, and the way this guy is aggressively coming at Picard, he's not used to dealing with that.
Yeah, from another human.
Human. Yeah, so how do you deal with that craziness?
Like, what's up with this dude, man?
This dude's obsessed with money.
What's up with him, though?
Bro, just chill out, man.
I need my lawyers. I need my business.
Bro, we got you. Don't need money, man.
Man, we killed all the lawyers, bro.
Don't need money, man.
So
here's some Funyuns.
Here's a question, though. Going back to these guys. So this guy is the most fascinating to me because he was a millionaire and it was all about power for him, right? Didn't he say that? Yeah, it's about power.
Yeah. It's not about money. It's about power.
It's about power. Power is money. Okay.
That's what Picard's like, dude, you're a douche.
So here's the thing now. You can be, like, the whole point of power is you can do whatever you want, right? Once you have that power, you can do whatever you want. That's what you can do in the Federation. You can do whatever you want, man.
There's a holodeck for that, man.
Yeah, you could do whatever.
Holodeck girl.
Now, of course, he doesn't understand
because it ain't no holodeck.
But my question is, would you rather be...
Write that down.
There ain't no holodeck girl.
Write down holodeck girl as a spoof song we can write.
We got to get a female dog, don't we?
No, I think it'd be funnier if it's us.
Yes.
Holodeck girl.
Yeah. Let's see if Nana will be in it with us.
That's
ain't no holodeck girl. Ain't no holodeck. This my shit. Yeah, okay. So going back to this, would you rather be let's say you're a billionaire, right? Because then it was a millionaire for him, but like in 21st century now we're billionaires. So you're a billionaire.
Speak for yourself
right now. So basically you get
you
all
got
that power.
YouTube Live money, man.
Or would you rather be a billionaire now, or flash forward to this Federation where you were the billionaire? Now you don't have a billionaire, but like you're in the Federation.
I'd rather be in the Federation.
I'd rather have the money now.
No want, no need. Give me the Federation.
What wants and needs do you have as a billionaire?
Probably not a lot, but it's still a social economical thing. You want to help people and things like that. In the future, that's all gone away.
You're a billionaire, so you don't technically... I mean, we can get into the argument about morality of billionaires, but when you don't become a billionaire by being that concerned about people around you.
No, I'd still rather be in the Federation. Just everything's... You don't have to worry about really anything.
He's not worrying about anything. He's a billionaire.
Still. That's not my mindset.
I guess that's not how billionaires work, though.
They worry about their money, don't they?
Constantly.
I don't have to worry about my money then.
Yep, but then
you have people.
But then what do you have to worry about?
I have to worry about those people taking my money.
I think that's the issue. Is like as a billionaire now, like I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to keep me busy. That's the scary part, I think, for them. Now, there's other things to keep you busy. Like there's a whole world to explore.
What are you going to garden?
No, because they'll kill you if you fall in the garden.
Yeah, I'll take the money now.
No,
I'd rather be.
I'll be in the future. In the Federation.
I'm thinking from the perspective of a billionaire, and I bet you most would rather stay here now.
Yeah, because you think in the Federation, you would have to be a productive member of society. Just it's your instinct at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a job. You do a job because you want to do the job.
Well, the power you would have currently as a billionaire would preclude you from having to do anything of effort. Whereas
that's why I want to go there. I want to do something of effort. I don't want to just sit there and be.
But you could do something of effort. It's just you're not socially required to do it. Like you could do. What do you want to do? You want to go to the gym? You want to help people? You want to help people who are lower in society, or they don't have as much mean. You can do that. You can do all the stuff that you do in the Federation. You just
I don't know. Maybe I'm being idealistic and unrealistic. But if you gave me $1 billion now, I'd take it. Don't get me wrong.
Nope, you don't get it.
But would I prefer to have the $1 billion now or move into the Federation 300 years and 400 years in the future? I'd probably rather go in the future.
I think it's different for us to say right now because we're not billionaires.
Yeah.
Right? I would agree with you.
I've got that keeping up with the Cardassian money,
dude. You are these billionaires. You're Jeffrey Epstein. You're all these people.
What?
Maybe not Jeffrey Epstein.
Wow.
But I'm using these people as examples who morality does not apply to them. They do what they want because they are rich, right? That's what
I don't want to do what I want, though.
But I understand this because we're not those people, because we don't have that sort of money. I'm saying
we're not Sean.
I want you to be in the mindset of a billion. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not on the news enough, by the way.
It really isn't.
It's disgusting how it's not.
It's kind of on the
Anytime
news.
there's that kind of element, it needs to be all over the place.
He's okay.
It's all over Fox News.
And he's not guilty. I agree. He's not.
Oh, he's guilty. He's running, man. He's guilty.
I do believe in innocent till proven guilty.
Oh, he's guilty.
But hold on. He's allegedly, for legal purposes, he's essentially Black Jeffrey Epstein who's living.
I know.
And we have him.
We don't have him.
We don't have him.
He's on the run, man.
But I mean,
he's on an island where they don't have extradition.
No, not have him like we have him in custody, but like he's living.
Yes.
Yes.
He's alive right now.
Imagine. I mean, this is insane.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen this on any news network. I found it from a text from a friend who then I had to search for it.
I was the one who sent a meme about it to you guys.
I didn't understand the meme.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea what the meme meant. I'm like, what does this even mean?
Yeah.
I just thought you were perverted.
That's true. All right. Really quick, one more thing for the B story, and then we got to move on to the A story because we haven't talked about that at all.
You're an A story.
There's a scene where Picard's talking to Data when Data brings him back, and Picard's like, but Data, they were already dead. I mean, what more could have happened to them? They are alive now, so we have to treat them as live human beings. So, couple things. Picard, bro!
I think what he's saying is call in somebody else that
no
would handle
harm,
this.
no foul. Yeah.
Or no, call in like the Federation that specializes in this thing, not a random starship out. But we all saw what happened with Khan in the original series when you thought him.
Yeah.
Maybe Picard's like, oh great, this could happen again, douche robot.
I mean,
I don't think there was a threat of any of these three becoming Khan.
But they didn't think that of Khan either.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. It was a comedic scene, I think,
actually,
to some extent. But there's also like
the whole state of the Federation and Picard is this guy's fault, the rich guy's fault. New conspiracy theory for Star Trek.
That's really kind of true because that's what led to the eugenics wars.
This guy, who's the rich guy from our era, got to Earth, polluted the whole thing, and now we have the Picard
There you go.
Federation.
All right, story A.
So it's Data's fault.
I don't know about that.
Story A. Romulans. We get Romulans reintroduced. This is the first time they've been reintroduced. This is a new Romulan ship. We've never seen this style Romulan ship, which is, to me, it's awesome.
It was badass.
Yeah. I love this.
The Warbird.
And it dwarfs the Enterprise D. Like, it's massive compared to the Enterprise D.
They did a good job of just portraying how massive and just forceful it looks.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a force.
It looks scary, right?
And we see them again.
Yeah, so there's a nice comparison of a Romulan Warbird versus the Enterprise.
When they showed it on screen and it was just like kind of like half in the shadows and half you could see, I was like, that's badass.
And they show them in DS9 actually quite a bit, but it didn't have the same gravitas as it did here. And so am I to believe that Gul Dukat was undercover as a Romulan in this episode?
Why?
because that was Gul Dukat as
Was that
Romulan.
Mark Alamo?
It was Gul
Alamo.
Dukat.
Alamo. Nailed it.
So he was undercover.
Tim Tebow was in it. Tebow?
Nice.
No, but yeah, that's Mark Alamo.
Alamo?
Nailed it.
Here's one thing, though, that I don't... So, part of the problem that people have started to have with Star Trek, especially more recently, is the ships are getting bigger and bigger, and they're becoming more fantastical. Like, in Star Wars, you expect to have these massive ships, or Death Stars, or whatever, because they're not focused on the science of it. Star Trek has always been science-oriented, right? The Romulan Warbird, the length of it is 1,353 meters.
Yeah, it is.
Deep Space Nine, the length of it is 981 meters.
So it's
A Warbird is longer,
significantly bigger than
the.
the station.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
That's a little ridiculous. We need to fix that.
No.
Even the Galaxy class.
They do fix it because in Deep Space Nine they're not nearly that big.
Yeah, I think it's probably just like,
I think later
it looks cool on screen, so we're going to do it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely made to be imposing.
Because even the Odyssey class is longer than the Deep Space Nine, and the Sovereign class is not, but it's close. 685 meters.
Size chart.
Next on Patreon.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't think Nick got that.
No.
Size meter?
Size chart.
Size chart. Next on
Patreon
Patreon.
size chart.
Yeah, I know what you're. I know
For
what you're
ships. I just shit my pants.
For Ships and Giggles. Did you see on YouTube that commercial made its way on there?
Yes.
Because you mentioned it?
Uh-huh.
Do you think my D is bigger than?
The Enterprise D? No. God, no.
No.
I was talking about my Enterprise D.
Is that what you call your
Going to strange new worlds.
Get a look
Seeking out new life.
I got a Warbird.
Get a look at this Enterprise D.
Oh my gosh! Like, you know, there's Star Trek fanatics out there who have like nicknamed their.
Oh yeah.
It's a runabout.
I've got a define. I've got a define in my pants.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
Okay, so the story A, Romulans intimidating. They did a good job with the Romulans.
Yeah.
In a short period of time that they were actually in the episode, very intimidating.
And Deanna's explanation of the Romulans to Picard was really good. Like that's the most useful she's been this whole season.
She was good. She was good with this lady too.
And he even told her, he's like, "Wow, thank you. That was actually useful." Like, wow, that was a backhanded compliment.
Condescending.
Yeah.
She was good with Armis too.
She was good with Armis Shimmerman.
They never shared screen time, I don't think. No, they did for a minute because he was in that face in that briefcase.
Yeah. So they did a good job with them. They were teasing a big villain for both the Romulans and the Federation.
Yeah.
So if they were trying to build the Ferengi as like the next villain, and they did what, 2 episodes or 3 episodes? They did more in how many minutes of screen time?
Well, again,
like 5 maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes less is more.
I know, but they did a great job in 5 minutes building this.
That's what
than
she
they
said.
than they did with 3 episodes or 2 episodes, whatever, however many episodes of Ferengi.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
They're just not. It's also the demeanor. Their demeanor is just very stoic, which lends itself to being in like nothing phases them. Whereas the Ferengi are just too. They're very erratic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no believability to them being a real foil to the Federation.
No.
Or even space.
But the Romulans, yes, because like she said, like Deanna said, they can be extremely compassionate one moment and then completely maniacal the very next. Like whereas the whereas the Ferengi just come across as they're always trying to pull one over on you. Where you don't necessarily, the Romulans could actually be sincere. They could not be. You don't know, but you always know the Ferengi are just trying to sell you something. And they did a great job with the Romulans, and it made me go, it's interesting that this A and B story are together, because I feel like the A story could have easily taken a whole episode, and almost kind of very similar to the Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode, like the Balance of Terror episode, like how it's like the cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
They could have made that a whole cat and mouse game, and it would have been a nice
but
ode to the original series.
But to Joe's point, less is more, and maybe that's why this was so. Their presence was so good.
It
because
made it more effective.
Yes,
I don't think I wouldn't want a whole episode of these thawed people.
No, God, no, please, no.
No, this is a really good B story. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's solid, and it had enough time to flesh out. I think the A story, I think they did a great job with building the tension and then delivering at the end. They didn't do I've critiqued the movie Signs before.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. It paid off in a short period of time at the end, and I thought it was perfect.
Yep.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Shall we go into reviewing?
Let's do it.
5.
Conspiracy. What are you going to give Conspiracy out of 10?
That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was
a good episode.
It creeped me out. The effects were. I'm going to give it a 7.
I was actually thinking about a 7 as well.
I'm a 7 too.
7.
7.
7.
We really liked this episode.
We did. 7s all around and the neutral zone. You know what's funny is when you judge these episodes together, I feel like it's a worse episode, Neutral Zone.
I agree.
But if I judge it without Conspiracy, it's a good episode.
It's a good episode either way.
It is, but so I just gave Conspiracy a 7. I want to give this a 7 too, but I feel like Conspiracy is better.
Well, the 7's subjective, though. I mean, that is tough because it is tough. I'm going to go 6 for the moment.
Okay.
Do I think it's better than Conspiracy? Based on my feeling at the end of the episode, I was more hyped at the end of it. Do I think it's better overall? I don't know. I'm going to give this one a 7 as well.
Okay. 7. Okay.
They're different 7s, but
yeah, they are. They are different.
I can't say that it was
one's
better.
A strong 7, one's a 7.
I can't say that it was a better episode, but I can't necessarily say it was worse.
That's true.
So real quick, just going by IMDb averages, Conspiracy is the highest rated episode of season 1 by IMDb at an 8.1 out of 10, just for the record.
Oh, so the general public does like seeing that guy get his face blasted off.
And then even Neutral Zone is fairly high. It's definitely not the highest. It's a 7.4. There's a couple 7.5s, a couple 7. Actually, just one 7.5. So it's probably like the 5th or 6th highest rated episode of the season. Conspiracy or Neutral Zone. Conspiracy is number 1. Neutral Zone is like 5 or 6. So it's a good ending. The rating has definitely picked up the steam as it went along. Still not great, right? Like Joe, you gave We'll Always Have Paris a 3.5. I gave it a 4. Rob gave it a 4.5. But we're getting there. In second season, the rating does pick up a bit. I do remember that. I do remember also.
Riker gets a beard.
Spoiler alert. First episode, Troy gets pregnant. Season 2.
Hell yeah.
And they show it.
Can we I want to go watch season 2, episode 1 right now.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. So here's how we ended the seasons. Nick gave season 1 a 4.72 out of 10.
Wow.
Rob gave a 4.14, and Joe gave a 4.62. So I was the highest rated for season 1. IMDb average was about a 6.57
for the whole season.
6.
The fuck out of here! Yeah, right. 6.5. No.
That's insane.
What would you rate the season on a whole?
5. Right, that's my instinct, but it probably lower. Probably like a 3.5 or a 4.
I think I would rate mine about a 4.5, which is kind of in line with how I thought. I thought it was a below average. I thought it finished well. There were high points, but
you know what's fascinating is our average for all of us together for the whole season is a 4.4.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's entirely fair.
I think it's fair.
And IMDb was a 6.75, which to me lines up with our rating scales. Like
We're usually behind them, aren't they? Even for DS9.
Yeah, we're behind them by about 2 points. For
General public can't think critically.
And that's the same thing with actually that's not exactly true, because if I look at the IMDb averages,
alternate facts. We're making stuff up.
If I judge them against Battlestar Galactica, we're about equal with IMDb on those. Sometimes higher, sometimes a point or two lower, but we average out. We're about 1 point lower on Battlestar Galactica on IMDb versus our ratings. And then, so Star Trek, we're about 2 points below right now. So we'll see where that goes.
For sure.
But gentlemen, season 1 is done.
Thank God. On to season 2.
And season 2 is the shortest season.
Good.
Introduction of a new character. Get ready.
Get ready for this ride.
Oh, boy.
And she, right away, too.
Yar version 2.
Yar.
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 Favorite character, season 1.
Yar.
Data.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Riker. I don't know.
I liked Riker. I think if I can't pick Data or Riker, I guess it would be
Crusher.
Yeah.
I hardly knew her.
Wesley.
Oh, come on. Stop.
No. Geordi. I like Geordi.
Yeah, I like Geordi too.
That's good in this one, yeah. In this season. Well, we'll see where season 2 takes us, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see you back here next week. It's been a joy. It's been a privilege.
I
We
can't
love
believe
y'all.
we made it through season 1.
Bennett, thanks for keeping up with the Cardassians.
That's us.
We'll see you. This has been Nick.
And Rob.
And Joe.
Bye.